Struggling with prop firms? Let's go. Okay, hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at EURGBP. It's actually been an absolutely beautiful setup. If we look at, look at this, right? High, low, new highs. Obviously, market was very bearish for a long time. As you can see, market is making new lows, and then obviously until at this point, you know, there's a shift. Inverted head and shoulder, however you want to look at it. There is a shift. Price starts going bullish, starts creating new higher lows. We start breaking previous structure, and then obviously we got this level here, but then this obviously high breaks this one. Not only that, the wicks get filled as well. Price comes down. We got this support level respected. Price shoots up, and we start creating new highs once more. Now for today, Monday, look at this. What happens here though? What happens here? And I actually want to highlight this so you can actually, so it actually stands out. Just mark out these. Okay, well we'll focus on this one after, but for now I want you to focus on this. What happens over here? We create a new high, price comes down, right? We create a high low, but this high, so-called high that we were supposed to break, the price is supposed to break, this high, it doesn't do that. It respects it and it rejects it, and it starts coming down, which means now we've got a lower high, which means an early sign price could start going bearish, which in this case it obviously does. As you can see, we got levels of support created. If you would have identified that earlier, and obviously this is something I go through even with my one-to-one mentorship with my students in my Discord community. We got our high low, make our zone, and go to a small time frame, and you can see this super strong bearish candle. If you took an early entry there, boom, straight down here as well. I mean, breakout, multiple wick rejections. And if I was even to go on the small, look at this, right? Support, price goes back up, comes back down, you know, support, breaks the low of the previous support, early sign we could go bearish, and breakthrough of the zone. Price comes back up, respects as a resistance, goes all the way down. Again, support here, breaks through, comes back up, tests as a resistance, and just absolutely tanks and crashes. Very, very simple. This is basically what we just go through, right? Super simple. This is why I'm catching these huge risk to reward trades, passing profit challenges in 1 or 2 days, 1 or 2 trades, literally 1 or 2 trades, 1 or 2 days. You can check it out, and put me to the side, right? This is obviously, you can even see, you know, student success, students posting their trades, catching nice moves. This is like fund certificate section, and if you've been struggling with prop firms, guys, you know, it's all about transparency. You can check it all out here. I even post my winning trades, losing trades. I've been a little bit recently inactive on the live trades and losing trades, to be honest. I just get a bit busy, getting more busy now than often. Family commitments, honestly speaking. So yeah, but I mean, very simple concept here, you know, and price just breaks through. And this itself, let's see, forget this one over here, right? Because I think if you would have been a bit more experienced, you would have gone for this. But even this over here, what kind of a mark are we looking at? Now I like to, this is EURGBP, so you can keep it fairly, I mean, even a 3 pip stop loss is gonna be quite big, like enough breathing space. But there's a 1 to 4 trade right there, and we're still going, you know, we're still going. You can focus on these areas. Excuse me. But obviously I don't trade Euro USD. It is part of, but I just don't like the spread of it. You know, if the setup presents itself, I will take it, but then just would, you know, reduce my risk. That's what I basically like to do. Just keeping things very simple. Now, I mean, this is on a live market. You can just see how simple the concept is. Let's go through some more. Let's see what good old USD JPY is saying. Okay, you know, nothing really here. because price we just create, there's a consolidation here, prices create support here, prices create resistance here. I would rather just wait, you know, I would rather just wait it out. You know, it's until I don't see something I don't like, well, until I don't see something I do like. So I won't be taking anything. Nasdaq, you know, let's see. Okay, what's Nasdaq showing you guys? Right, very bearish. Price now is starting to respect this area. Oh, just one moment. Right, we've got support created. We've got obviously lows and lower highs, you know, but then prices start to respect this area. So now basically, so we've got this area over here, and we've obviously, look at this. So this is support, right? This was our low, but then now price here, oh, just mark this out. Price over here, this was supposed to come down. If we were truly bearish, this was supposed to come down, but it hasn't. It's held its support. Now, does that mean you take your buys from, you know, there's even a level over here, there's minor support levels, obviously, where I show, you know, the way I refine the break and retest, you know, for my liking is, my biggest edge is the way I draw my zones. So the way, I mean, me personally, you should wait for price to break this level and then head up, you know, me personally. But then at the same time, this does not mean as soon as it breaks through here, comes back to retest and boom, you're in. No, certain things you got to look out for, certain confluences. That's what I like to do as well, and that's obviously what I teach in my you know, to my students as well. Because remember, I mentioned this in my previous video, right? Super important. By the way, the reason I keep going on and off screen, I just want you to focus on the charts, not on, I don't want to be have myself as a distraction. Okay, what I mentioned in my previous video is, imagine you take your 10 trades, or your next 100 trades, or your next 1,000 trades, whatever it may be. When we say we have a 50% win rate, 60% win rate, 70%, whatever win rate may be as well, it has to be out of your 10 best A+ trades, your best setups, 100 best trades. It's not about you take 3-4 C grade setups, 5-6 B grade setups, and 1-2 A grade. No, you want to make sure they are your best of to the best setups, and that's why we basically go on. And still at the you know, some people have managed to get a 50% win rate, 40% win rate, 30% win rate. So trading's simple, but in the early stages it is quite difficult, honestly speaking. Obviously, you know, because you just got to take in all the information, and then it's all about filtering out all the information. You don't know what's wrong, what's right. You can see over here price is bullish. This was a early sign, potentially could we have gone side going low, but obviously market held its own, you know, creates a new high, so we're all good. And then we've got obviously all this area here. Oh, just one moment. Now this is not the edge, obviously, if anyone, you know, don't get this confusion. This is not the edge, the break and retest. This is not the version that I go through in my when I'm gonna go through the 1-to-1s and through my course and advice. The course is only £99, link in the video description. It's the most affordable course on the internet. 12 super detailed videos, like 20 minutes long each, and obviously I always update it. So yeah, you know, and it's, I know obviously there's the image of course sellers and all this kind of stuff. They you know, those guys sell it for like £500, 1,000, 250, whatever it may be. I'm selling it for 99, right? Not even 3 digits. So, you know, just trying to find more value for actually what it's worth. I'm just trying to have, because the amount of, if you watch my early videos, I always say I'm never going to sell a course, right? But the amount of demand I got from, you know, people from, you know, third world countries and all that can't afford the, even the different mentorship, I made it quite affordable as well, because I understand the average person works at 9 to 5, but still I had to look out for the people, you know. I mean, I was just getting absolutely bombarded from messages, so I just thought quickly just made it. And yeah, so I wanted, the main thing was just keeping the price super low, but the value that I provide very, very high. Anyways, come back to the point. So we've got obviously level here. Now potential, remember you got to wait for certain things that I like to wait for. So obviously you'd mark, now look at this, see, marked out the zone. Look at that funny thing, price comes down, respects this, boom, straight up, right? Very, very simple. Again, you want about 4 or 5 pip stop loss. These are zeros. Or the USD is a zero spread pair. It's a zero spread pair. right? Obviously there's ways to clean this up, you know, and this very well may be even a losing setup. But what does it tell us? Now look at this. Within the setup, what's happening within the setup, right? Price is starting to make, you know, higher lows, pushing up, but then this area does not get broken. This could be an early sign if you want to end the trade early. You know, normally if we're at 1 to 2, you know, the students know 1 to 3, sorry, 1 to 2, 1 to 2.5. Just put your trade at break even. If it's truly bullish, there is no reason for the market to come back down. If that makes sense, you know. If it's truly bullish, there is no reason for the market to come back down. Okay, so what starts happening over here? Look at this. You know, we've got our lows, lower high. Then price starts, you know, look at this, mini zone, mini support level if you want to call it. You know, price starts breaking, making new highs. But then here, look at this. This support level is respecting the previous support. So it's not even breaking, it's not even touching it. Never mind breaking it. And now then price obviously, so technically, you know, could have a little bit of an early entry over here. After you get your bullish candle, or whichever you're looking for. Super refined, you know, the zone. And then, I mean, it's very simple, very, very simple. I mean, so far up to now, this would be a 1, 2, 3. See, once you know, you understand your zones and you know how to refine and, you know, so on, it's actually very, very simple, right? And this is just surface level, what I'm explaining. Very, very surface. The way I draw, this is the reason why my stop losses be like 4 pips, 5 pips. You know, like big volatile currency pairs like USD JPY, Euro USD, you know. And there's a reason why I'm just hitting these prop from like 1 to 9s, passing these challenges. Like literally, you can see, check out my videos, right? I've passed 60k in 1 2 days. There's video about 200k accounts, 100k accounts, 50k accounts, 60k. By the way, if you're oh, there's no such thing as 60k account. Yeah, there is with 5%. You can go check it out. 60k account, they don't do 50k accounts. So 60k accounts, 10k accounts. The reason why I will show these is start small. Do not purchase these 100k accounts, 200k accounts when you don't even have an edge. You don't even know your edges. Mind-boggling, right? It's crazy. Let's go on to another one. Let's work with something crazy. Right, US 30. See what US 30 is showing. Okay. So, what do you think we're supposed to do here? Right? We've got our high. Obviously, this is, you know, pretty much you can say is respecting. Is broken. Well, it's not broken the previous because some people like to count the wicking. Some people like to count the candle bodies. Price was obviously making higher lows until we break this level here. Right? We broke the previous higher low. Are we bearish? Right? Price now is respecting this area here as well. We're going to see a double top, whatever you want to call this. So this could be an early sign. Are we bearish? Right? Just one moment. Now there's some that obviously isn't correct here. You've got inverted head and shoulder pattern, which is a bullish signal, but also this low, higher low, whatever you want to call it, did not break the previous low. But also this is telling us a sign we're not creating new highs. So what do? There's two things you do, right? And I hate it when some people just try to, you know, nitpick, try to just dissect it to that extreme level. They just want to know everything, right? No one knows everything, right? You can have the A plus, you can have an A plus 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 plus. You can put 10 pluses in front of that A setup and you can still lose. That's the kind of crazy field that we're in. You can do everything perfectly and you can still lose. So in this case scenario, just leave it alone. Well, number one, either you leave it alone and you wait for something with true true validation, something that is clear, crystal clear. Or number two, if you was to trade it, you know, I mean, obviously you shouldn't be. So number one is leave it, and number two, just go into another currency pair, go into another trading instrument. Super simple. Like this over here, let's just say obviously this is a live scenario, right? So rather than this, let's see what gold is saying. Oh, let's put this back here. Okay, we got gold over here. Very, very bullish. It's Very, very simple. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put this over here. Move myself off the mark. Okay. So we're bullish. We have to trade with the trend. Obviously, I'm not going to focus on sells. That means, now where would I get him for a buy? Right? Where would I get him for a buy? Super simple. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Here. Again. Right? Again. Does it mean as soon as I get the breakout? Excuse me. I don't know about that. As soon as I get a breakout, does that mean I just, you know, take my entry once it comes down? No, there's certain things you gotta look for. We've got the bullish trend, right? I like to focus on volume. I like to focus on, you know, these kind of things where this is why I hit those huge risk rewards. And I like to trade with the trend. Why? Because price is all the heavy lifting. Then I don't have to worry about drawdown. What I mean by that is price will, you know, majority of the time not even go into drawdown because the buyers are in so much control. They won't give the sellers a chance to retest or you know, test my zone. They just want to push it, so it does all market. The buyers will do all the heavy lifting for me, and it's very, very simple. And then, you know, I can get away with having those super tight stop losses. Very, very simple. Super tight stop losses mean bigger risk rewards. I have the sweet spot on, again, 4 to 5 pips. Then my commissions won't be too high. And then obviously where some people are going for like a, you know, let's say, I don't know, 10 pip stop loss, what we're on gold. So they like to use around 50 pips, for example, right? I use around, the ones even know in my mentorship, they know about 25 to 30 pips. Super, super tight. And then obviously I can get away with all these monster moves. And, you know, and that's one of the reasons why I'm trading all these currency pairs, because I understand also from experience, not every currency pair is going to trend. There's not going to be trending pairs every single day. There's not going to be volume every single day. You know, but you just got to capitalize on the thingy. Now, this, I want to make something super, super very clear. This is the break and retest that made me profitable in the beginning, but it's not how I trade right now, not how my students are finding profitability right now. This works, but the losses that will come are more, right? The psychological part, if it's got to be really on point. It works, but the way I trade now and the way I refine the break and retest right now, decent, good win rates, high risk rewards. And then obviously, you know, it's just super, super simple. And again, I just trade with the volume and the trend, and I have my ways of how I identify this volume in the markets. Very, very simple. But yeah, I hope you found value from this. Link will be in the video description. Make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe, share. Take care. I'm out.